Greetings, hello, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding. In fact, the rain is pouring, and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with something a little bit different. Now, as you can see, there is a battle just getting started before us here, and I will shortly introduce these two players. However, I'm going to spend the first 5 or 10 minutes or so of this video just talking about myself and the channel and casting in general, in order to give a little bit of background about myself in general, because I was actually lucky enough to be able to cast the Go For Company of Heroes 2 ESL EU Cup number 4 with Stormless on his Twitch channel this Sunday just gone, and that was a fantastic privilege and an honour, and I had a blast. That was a whole ton of fun. However, I did notice two things off the back of that. One thing, a whole load of people were asking, who the hell is this Magpie guy? Like, who is Magpie842? And number two, a whole load of people subscribed to my YouTube channel. So thank you very much to everybody who did. I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very excited that you want to see what I have to offer. But I thought it would be a good idea just to make a little video explaining something about me, because I've never really done that, and even people who've been subscribed to the channel for quite a long time actually probably don't know very much about me. So I thought it might be useful, I thought it might be entertaining or interesting. But if you did come just for a battle cast, probably best go check out another video on the channel. I will be making some more uploads later today, and go and enjoy that. So, without further ado, I'll just introduce these two players. Spawning in the west here, we're going to have the United States forces of Han Pouch. And spawning in the east, it's going to be the Wehrmacht forces of Dark First. The map, of course, is going to be Kolodny Farmer, and I will attempt to frame the action with the camera, although, like I say, I'll be mostly talking about other things. So, yes, let's see. Like I was saying before, I was able to cast on Sunday live on Twitch with Stormless, and a lot of people seem to be asking, like, who is this Magpie guy? And of course, you know, most of the community probably isn't very familiar with me, so I'll start by just explaining a little bit about who I am, where I live. I'm Magpie842, and I live in Bristol, which is a city in England. That's right, I'm a British caster, which you may have been able to tell from my accent. Like AE and Stormless, with our precision accents and our finely cut voices, we are a race of people born for casting. No, I'm just kidding. But I am a Brit caster, like AE and Stormless. I live in Bristol. Bristol is a city, if you know where London is in England, you just draw a line going to the west and you'll hit Bristol. London's a fantastic place, a whole lot going on there, but Bristol is kind of like where the party's at. Bristol's a really fun city, it's a really special place. I've travelled a lot and I've lived abroad, and I've been to a lot of places, and I've never found anywhere quite like Bristol. And I guess I might be a little bit biased because I grew up here, but you can just take my word for it. Bristol is amazing. It's impossible not to have a good time here and make friends and enjoy life. So if you ever do get the chance, definitely come and visit Bristol. It's epic. So anyway, that's where I live, that's where I cast from, that's where I'm sitting right now. And in terms of casting, around about 4 years ago, a little game called StarCraft 2 came out. And I didn't know anything really about StarCraft, and I didn't know anything about StarCraft 2. But a caster called Husky StarCraft started a YouTube channel, and I began to watch his videos, and I really enjoyed them. He was able to use his energy, his enthusiasm, his passion for StarCraft 2 to make the game accessible to me, and I had a lot of fun watching his videos as well. So it occurred to me that that's actually just a really awesome thing to do, you know? Like, I've been a video game player my whole life, I've always been into games, I always really enjoy them, but unless you're really into them, some of the more complicated games can be a little inaccessible for the casual gamer or the layman who's not into video games but just interested. And I thought it was just an amazing thing that Husky was able to use his enthusiasm and his passion to make it accessible to others. Yeah, Husky was an amazing caster. He was active for a year or two. I think he still casts from time to time, but he's pretty quiet these days. But he paired up with another caster called HD StarCraft. Now, HD StarCraft was a very different style. HD was more professional, more clear-cut, with deeper analysis and better game knowledge, but a slightly more dry caster. And as a casting duo, the dynamic was fantastic. Basically, through the enthusiasm, the euphoria, the excitement, and the passion that Husky brought to the table, we were able to access the knowledge and the game understanding that HD StarCraft possessed in a way that was entertaining and enjoyable and just flowed naturally. And I really enjoyed that casting duo. And that kind of dynamic is exemplified, I think, in the way Artosis and Tasteless, a very famous StarCraft 2 casting duo, work together. So, I mean, in that particular combination, you've got the game knowledge, the professionalism, and the clear-cut understanding of Artosis, and then the raw enthusiasm, and the ebbing energy and excitement that Tasteless brings to the package. And for me, that lets you unlock the best of both worlds. You get an exciting, action-packed cast, which also has a high degree of accuracy and acute knowledge applied well. So basically, if you haven't seen them, go check out Artosis and Tasteless. They cover the GSLs for StarCraft 2, and I'm a big fan, and they are something of an inspiration to me. So that's kind of how I was introduced to casting. In terms of video games myself, I've always been playing RTS games from a very young age. I was big into Company of Heroes. I was big into Command & Conquer and Command & Conquer Red Alert. Engineering, affirmative. Engineering, affirmative. And if those of you who played that game will remember the engineers and the technicians. Yeah? Okay. Some of my favourite voice acting from video games ever. Anyway, that's more or less irrelevant. Basically, I used to play the Command & Conquer series, and then I played Total Annihilation and the first StarCraft. Yeah, I was never very good, but I definitely had a blast. And then Rome Total War and so forth. And then more recently, I've been playing, Supreme Commander 2, and the Homeworld series. I've always got a lot of time for them, actually. The Homeworld series really does give me the feels, actually. That's the only RTS campaign that I can genuinely kind of get into and play. Love those games. And of course, Company of Heroes 2. And I used to work an awful lot. I used to work, let's see, it was 8 plus. I used to work 13 hours a day for 5 days a week. And this was, and then after a few years of that, I realized that I needed to make some sort of like work-life balance changes and things like that. But whilst I was working this incredibly demanding routine, I used to set my alarm clock especially early so that I could get up in the morning and just play a game or two of Company of Heroes 2 before I kind of had to get into my groove and go to work and that kind of thing. So I've got quite a lot of hours clocked on Company of Heroes 2. I really enjoy the game. I really enjoy watching it be played, and watching players who know what they're all about going at it, and that kind of thing. So I've clocked up a reasonable number of hours, and then I don't know really what made me start casting on YouTube, but I just thought it would be really funny to start making some casts of my own and give it a try myself. So that's kind of how I started casting. And it was really kind of a small-time project, a bit of a laugh, and I just sent the links to friends, and uploaded the videos to YouTube, and I had no hopes or aspirations. I just enjoyed doing it, really. But to my surprise and amazement, the subscriber numbers kept creeping up with people who I didn't even know. And, I hit 20, 30 subscribers, 40, then 50, and I was like, hang on a second, what? And people were giving me a lot of feedback. And a lot of it was really positive, which I was amazed and enthralled by. It was so exciting for me, and I still am amazed and enthralled when people say they enjoy my casting. It's kind of still amazes me. It's like super unexpected. But anyway, yeah, so that was about 4 or 5 months ago I started casting, just on YouTube. Just uploading videos that I would cast, and it was kind of similar to what I used to be doing for playing. I'd get up in the morning, have my breakfast, and then just come on, load up a game off the live games lobby, and just start a cast, really. And I would never claim, despite having played this game quite a lot, that I'm the best player, and definitely my game knowledge is not 100% complete. I'm not an encyclopedia about the game. I would also never claim that I'm the best caster by any means. I'm evolving, I'm refining, I'm developing over time, and I think I've come quite a long way in the months that I have been casting. When I first started, it used to be really hard for me just to keep talking about the game and also pan the camera around and be aware of what's going on the minimap and stuff like that. And, I've definitely gained more confidence, gained more proficiency, gained more skill at doing these things, but I am still, even now, definitely still a developing caster. So, to that end, I really do appreciate feedback, positive or negative. Definitely let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. A lot of the changes I've made to my style and to the channel and things like that have been off the back of people saying, hey Magpie, why don't you change your settings like this? Or hey Magpie, it's really cool when you do this, you should do it more. Or by the way Magpie, this is really annoying, please stop doing that. And if enough people say it, or if I just agree with them, or if they present it well or whatever, then I take that on board, and that's kind of contributed to the style that I have now, I suppose. But as I say, I'm definitely still an evolving caster, and this is definitely a learning process that's ongoing for me. Whoops! As I just let it flail the camera away like that. So there you go, an example. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got started casting, and that's how I came to be where I am now. A couple of really exciting things. Have started happening recently for me though. A while ago, a friend of mine sent me a link to this call for casters thing that Relic put up. They basically needed casters for this new ESL Cup, so I was just like, meh, why not? You know, I've got over 100 subscribers. I'll throw them a video and see if they like it. And to my amazement, they got back saying they really liked it, and they wanted me to be the backup caster to AE and Stormless for the EU ESL Cups, which was fantastic. I mean, like, what an opportunity! I was amazed. And and then off the back of that, I got in touch with GG the Machine and AE Stormless, and then this Sunday just gone, I was able to do my first ever live broadcast, which was a fantastic experience for me, really exciting. I had so much fun. It was an absolute blast. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to talk about that for a minute here. That was my first ever live broadcast, and I was quite nervous to begin with. And so I was basically just following Stormless's lead for the first few games, and just kind of feeling my way into it. And then towards the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the finals, I started finding my groove, finding my feet, bringing the Magpie style to the stream, and really just standing, you know, standing with Stormless and bringing you an epic co-cast. And I was loving it. It was really enjoyable. Now, before I started streaming, a lot of people warned me about Twitch chat. They said, hey, by the way, Magpie, don't worry about the Twitch chat. It's really toxic. There'll be a lot of people ripping on you, ripping on each other. Generally, just, you know, it's like one of those toxic parts of the internet, and you really shouldn't take it too seriously. But I did actually pay it a reasonable, you know, quite a lot of attention as we were casting, and there was so much love out there. The Company of Heroes 2 community are amazing. I was like almost overwhelmed. Everybody was being so, I don't know, just really getting into it and really enjoying the games in the same way that me and Stormless were. And that was something special for me. That was amazing. So big shout out to anybody who was in that Twitch chat. That was amazing. And also all of the people who must have been there who've also subscribed to the YouTube channel. You know, it means a lot to me. It does. It means a lot to me. So yeah, so I guess that's the story of me as a caster, how I started casting, and how I got to where I am now. In terms of current casting, I'm a big fan of AE and Stormless. Of course, they're fellow Brit casters, and I'm working with them a little bit now. I'm also a big fan of GG the Machine. He's an Aussie caster. He does the North American ESL Cups. And so yeah, if you like my stuff, you'll love their stuff. Do go and check it out. But those are the people that I like at the moment. Also, I'm still a big fan of Artosis and Tasteless in StarCraft 2. And there's one other casting duo that really impressed me, and that it's fair to say inspire me. And they are... they don't cast video games, they cast a card game called Magic the Gathering, and they are Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan of Star City Games. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just go and check them out. They are a phenomenon to watch in action. They're so professional, so smooth, so well-oiled. It's like they're radio broadcasters or something. They're entertaining, they have fantastic banter, but their game knowledge is second to none, and they really make they really make it accessible and interesting for people who are a fan of Magic the Gathering. So Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan, fantastic casting duo. So I guess those are like my present-day casting interests. I guess that's pretty much everything I had set out to say, just in terms of giving everyone a little bit of background about who on earth Magpie842 is. I hope I've answered to some extent. I hope you have an idea of who I am and what I'm like and why I cast. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to post in the YouTube, send me an email, get in touch on Twitter at MagpieCaster, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to know more, ask away. So, bringing my attention now to the present, it's 2016, and some fantastic opportunities are opening up. It started with that Twitch with Stormless that we did just this Sunday gone. Hopefully this Sunday I'm also going to be bringing you the EU ESL Cup in conjunction with AE and or Stormless, although we're still working out the details on that. And there's also the very real chance, I've been talking with GG the Machine, that I might be able to help out with the NA casting as well. So that's going to be fantastic. Also through Existent, who's a fantastic and prominent member of the community, I'm going to be bringing you through Vet3 Gaming, the top-notch team league. So that's another thing I'm going to be able to cast, and I'm really excited to be able to do that. So 2016, it's not just about the YouTube channel anymore. Opportunities have opened up, doors have opened, and I'm going to be doing some other stuff, and I'm really excited, and I feel super privileged that I'm being able to kind of do this. But I would say basically for me, it's still just all about the laughs. Like, I just boot up and do a cast when I feel like having fun, watching a game, getting excited and passionate about something I love. And if other people can enjoy it, I mean, that's like living the dream for me. That's like the most amazing thing. So I guess, yeah, that's how I cast. That's how I intend to continue casting. I'm not particularly worried about subscribers or followers or publicizing my channel. I know it's something I need to get better at, and I'm getting, you know, sort of a lot of advice, and I'm beginning to do that. But for me, that's not the priority. I just like casting. I just like putting videos out there, and it always bemuses and amazes me that people seem to like what I do. And if the channel continues to grow, and if I'm able to keep casting and bringing you videos, then, you know, that's an unintentional but brilliant side effect. So for me, that's kind of my present casting style and my present casting situation and what I'm going to be bringing you in the future. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my hardware. You may have noticed that the game is running really smoothly with the graphics on full. It's no secret that Company of Heroes 2 isn't the most well-optimized game, so getting it to run this well is no mean feat. When it came to building this computer, I basically just wish-listed the hardware that I wanted and put together like the ultimate spec. So I'm incredibly lucky to have this computer. Basically, I'm running the game. The computer actually has like SLA 980 GTX NVIDIA cards, but obviously Company of Heroes 2 doesn't take advantage of the SLI, so it's running on just one 980. We've got like 32 gigabytes of high-speed RAM and 2 SSDs, one for running the game off and one to casting to. So basically everything runs really, really smoothly, and I hope you enjoy seeing the game in its maximum possible fidelity in 1080p with really smooth frame rate and graphics. So in terms of my hardware, that's what I'm lucky enough to use. I also have an external sound card and a couple of nice microphones and a headset here. Although I'm actually still working out some kinks with all that. I'm no sound engineer, and a lot of the technical side of casting is new to me, and I'm learning as I'm going. Things like using Twitch, using video editing, even just using screen capture and so forth is very much a learning process for me. But I am improving, and so yeah, I guess that's the hardware that I'm using and things like that. In terms of general background, you may have figured out by now, long-time subscribers to the channel will know, I really do actually like tea. I always have a cup of tea with me when I'm casting. I'm a bit of a tea aficionado. I know, I'm a British caster. Like, way to break the mold, Magpie. Way to shrug the stereotype. But yeah, I actually really like tea. So you know, right now I'm sipping on a nice jasmine pearl blend, which I really am. It's just a smooth, epic tea, basically. So anyway, yeah, I like tea. I play the drums. I have a couple of bonsai trees that I really enjoy tending to, and yeah, I guess those are some of the things that I do outside of casting. I'm also learning Japanese and a couple of other things, I guess. But if you want to know more, like I say, you can just ask. I don't want to go on about myself forever. So yeah, I guess that brings this kind of explanation of who is Magpie842 to a close. I hope it was useful, and I hope that some of you now have a slightly better idea of who I am, and I'm really excited to be bringing you more and doing more casting as much as I can, really, as we move into 2016. So, I guess with that concluded, I will now turn my attention to the battle at hand, which I haven't really been doing. So let's take a looky here. Let's look at the scoreline. Wow, it's 489 tickets for our American player Han Pouch, 139 for the Axis player Darkfirst. If we look at the tactical map, he's actually breaking out right now, so he might be able to make a bit of a reversal here and maybe start coming back. Panzer IV Command Tank seems to be his money unit right now, but it's being backed up by a well-rounded group of units here. We've got a solid core infantry, 3 squads of grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers as well, a sniper, an MG team, and a pack gun, so a nice well-rounded force here for Darkfirst, if slightly compact. Han Pouch, he's bringing some indirect fire in the form of this pack howitzer. Seemingly he's got Captain Tech. Let's check the tech at the base here. He's got Major Tech is just now coming. He's got Captain and Lieutenant Tech unlocked. So looks like right now he's just going to try and find an answer for this Panzer IV and keep trying to push Darkfirst out of this game on tickets. Whoa! An anti-tank rifle grenade is going to break the engine on this Panzer IV. This is like the one unit that Darkfirst needs to look after, and a Stuart's going to drive up into the rear armor, gets the turret jam, gets the vision block damage. This Panzer IV needs to be moving right now, and it is. I don't know why the rear armor is exposed like this. This Stuart can exploit this, and there is a pack gun, thank God. That's going to cover this Stuart away, and the stricken Panzer IV command tank is going to limp out of that one just about intact. Risky times, though, for Dark First. He needs to repair that tank ASAP, because this is the only thing pretty much. If he loses this tank, he's in a really bad place. He's almost under a triple cap right now, desperately holding on to the northern victory point. In fact, one wounded Panzer Grenadier here, going to be getting the cap. Somebody put him down for an Iron Cross. This is heroism right here. Pardon me. As the Stuart's going to get repaired, obviously that's pretty easy for the American players. They can just hop their vehicle crews out or bring across some rear echelon troops. Yeah, it looks like Dark First under the hammer in a big way here. He's got Escalate to Battle Phase 2, but he's got no support. Okay, here comes the support armor core right now. So that's pretty delayed, and actually he's flat out on manpower and he doesn't have much fuel. So even when this finishes, he's not going to be able to choose between a Stug, Ostwind, or a little bit of lag there, or a regular Panzer IV. He's gonna have to save for a while. And Pouch right now definitely ahead. His army's about the same size, but he's just in a really good position, and this Panzer IV being out of circulation, it's still not being repaired as the Pioneers are presently building the support armor core. So this Panzer IV being out of circulation is a big deal. Every second that goes by, Dark First is getting closer and closer to being pushed out of the game on score. He needs to attack these victory points. To his credit, he's been able to hold this one to the north, but there are no Axis forces nearby, and the American player, Pouch, is just going to retake that right now. So Pouch seemingly has managed this game into a really nice endgame, where he has Dark First on the ropes, and if he's just able to maintain control of the victory points here, he's going to be able to push Dark First out on score. Now, there's a Sherman on the way. That looks like that's going to be the next weapon of choice here for Han Pouch. That'll be a regular Sherman with the option to load armor-piercing rounds, and of course, with those armor-piercing rounds, it'll be able to take out a Panzer IV command tank, usually, all other things being equal, in a heads-up fight. Now, obviously, there are pack guns, there's a Stuart, and there's other things to take into account here, but I like the choice of the Sherman here for Han Pouch. So let's take a look here. We've got American forces here. A captain's going to be pushing through and taking advantage by taking out this fuel point, and that's crucial right now. Dark First desperately trying to get the fuel together for another money unit here, another armoured unit of some variety. A couple of engineers here, though, mowing them down with the LMG-42s. That's going to push the captain back, while in mid we've got a pack gun that's actually kind of exposed, but it has seen off this Stuart for now. The Panzer IV command tank behind all this is being repaired, but the thorn in the Axis player's side right now is this unit of riflemen who've gotten into a great building here with a BAR. They're going to be putting out some real damage. They're taking fire from LMG-42 and Panzer Grenadiers, but this is just buying Han Pouch the time that he needs, and time's all he's interested in here. The Panzer IV is going to be repaired. That comes forward here, crushing through a building and over an old tractor here as it finally displaces these riflemen. And now is Dark First's time. Most of his squads are ready to rock, just a couple back at base healing and reinforcing, so he needs to push out and grab a victory point. He's under triple cap right here. In fact, you know what, with 39 tickets left, this is looking super precarious as a fight gets taken in mid. Looks like the Sherman's set to explosive rounds and is prioritizing firing at these Panzer Grenadiers. That seems okay, but it's the Panzer IV that's the real issue, though I suppose, actually. Han Pouch is probably confident enough in his position. He knows if he can just force the fallbacks on this Axis infantry, he's going to be able to take the win. And as the seconds tick by, the chances of Dark First being able to make a comeback in this game whittle away, and looks like he's assaulting mid, but he doesn't have any units at north or south, so I think that this is probably game. Even if Dark First makes this assault work, he's not going to be... Oh wow, the call-in comes down though. 155mm artillery barrage and the pack howitzer doing work. That's going to force the infantry back, and Dark First has seen enough. He's going to GG out of this game. Han Pouch taking another win on my channel here. So wow, spicy stuff here from the American player Han Pouch. Good stuff. So yeah, I guess that brings this video to a conclusion. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all didn't mind me just rambling on about myself for a while. But like I say, I just thought maybe actually nobody knows who I am, so maybe I should explain a little bit. And yeah, I will be bringing you more casts in the very near future, and also keep an eye out for this weekend when I will hopefully be able to bring you some of the EU ESL stuff. Of course, I'll keep you updated on the YouTube channel and on my Twitter at Magpie842 about that. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and for now, this is Magpie842 signing out.